Here's another challenge for electric universe proponents. Something that really frustrates me. This is not a philosophical issue, people. For those that want to study electricity, you have to have a power source. To produce electricity, generators do this. A large steam turbine spins a current-carrying conductor, such as copper or aluminum, probably not aluminum, most likely copper, lots of copper windings. This is one basic copper winding, that black area, and when it rotates, what it does is cut magnetic field lines. Now, these are a draftsman's art of this. There are no real lines in nature, but what you have to learn is that these are still a real thing, okay? You have to cut those lines, supposedly. I'm not too sure how that works, but it works. It just does, okay? So when this rotates, what it does is cause some resistance in the copper, which then shoots an electrical current through the wire as it turns, sending out an output. And as it flips, it goes up, goes back down, goes back up, goes back down, and it repeats in cycles, okay, as that spins. And that's what causes it to produce electrical current. Now, I'm not going to go too much in depth with it. I'm just saying that you have to have a current-carrying conductor cut magnetic lines of force to be a source of power generation, okay? Now, this is very important because he wants to tell me that stars are electrically powered outside of the star itself, okay? But there's a problem. There is no circuit in the electric universe model. This is a basic circuit. You have your AC or DC source. In this case, I'm going to say it's a DC source, a battery. That's the power source right here. This is very important. Current goes through the switch. When the switch closes, okay, it completes the loop, which then hits the resistor or the light, which shines, and the current goes through the source again, and then you have your complete circuit, okay? This is what's called closing the circuit, supposedly with the switch. I sell large disconnects that do exactly that. They just close the switch, and they allow the current to go through to the load. This would be the load, whatever it is that you're powering. Now, in electric universe, they want the load, I don't want to erase this, but you've seen enough. They want the load to be the star itself. Now, that's reasonable, okay? I don't have any problem with that. The load is the star. This is the resistor. What I have a problem with is if you're going to have a resistor inside of a circuit connecting another star to another star, okay? You have to have two things that I'm seeing is basically missing. Well, more three things, but we're just going to go over power source for this. Where in this are the current carrying conductors cutting the magnetic lines of force? Okay? Think about this for a second. Doesn't plasma interact like that? Well, obviously you have current carrying conductor, which is plasma, cutting magnetic lines of force, and that happens on the star itself. Okay? It happens all over the surface. In other words, the power source isn't over here, it isn't over here, it isn't over here, it isn't over here, which means the star isn't powered externally. As well, if you people want me to believe that the star is powered externally, where, as in the other diagram, is a current carrying conductor cutting magnetic lines of force, okay? Where? Where is this happening? Okay? Is it happening in the center of the galaxy? If it is, the number two problem is where is the circuit? Okay? Is there a giant copper wire connecting the power source to the star? Are there giant copper wires connecting stars to stars? Okay? What is connecting all these stars together? This is a huge problem. This is vacuum. Okay? I have never ever seen an electrical contractor say, well, we don't actually need copper wire. We're going to use vacuum to conduct the electricity from the load, or from the line, from the circuit pit, from the meter to the load, which would be the main breaker connecting the other circuits in the house, the branch circuits. Okay? I have never seen an electrical contractor say, oh, we don't need copper wire because the current is just going to flow magically. Okay? I don't believe that's how things work. If you're going to have electrically powered stars, you have to have a power source and an EU. Where is this power source? And you need a current carrying conductor. Now, sure, vacuum can allow freely charged particles to flow from place to place, but how exactly does that carry current? Because, as we all know, particles are always exiting the sun. Where are the particles coming towards it? There are no particles coming towards it. Solar wind doesn't go backwards, it only goes in one direction, away from the star. So if they want me to believe that current comes into the star, how exactly does that happen? Because we don't measure electrons and protons flowing into the sun. They're always coming out of it. Today is March 29th, 2015.